name's Colin Barker and this is our 1951 Holden FX Ute. So the history of the vehicle goes back a long way. We've actually been at it for 20 years. It's been a long time coming. It was a running, driving, original 51, 52 106 for the purists. We took it off the road. It was going to get a HR front end, a 186 S block that was in a friend's shed, and a Muncie 4-speed. Over the years it just got a little out of hand. So the car itself now, it's running a blown V6 out of a VT Commodore, a little bit of throttle body work, stage 4 cam. That's backed by a Supra 5-speed box, 4-link rear suspension grafted in. Front suspension is a independent setup, got a power steering. We've got discs all around. Yeah, there's a lot to list. She's had a lot of work. It's not quite the FX we started out with. The journey to image, we've known Matt and Mick for a very, very long time. You know, life got in the way for a while there. I never anticipated that I'd have 2 kids by the time we finished the project. Over the years, it had been in and out of multiple shops. Quality of work went downhill, pulled it from shop to shop multiple times over. You know, don't get me wrong, we met some amazing people along the way. Both myself and Dad got really busy with work and life. You know, we got disinterested for a while there. You can only get kicked in the gut so many times before, you know, you lose interest. And then, you know, we were approached by the boys literally just before Christmas last year. They knew that the car was sat dormant somewhere. So after, you know, many talk, we bit the bullet and, you know, we sent it across to Image and we haven't looked back since. Realistically, we set a date for Motor X this year. This car was a shell on a rotisserie in January of this year. We would never have achieved, if we had have stayed on the same path that we were on, we would never have reached the standard that we have with this car. They brought some finish and some real modern tips and tricks that we would never have come across on our own. The final product, what we see here today, is, you know, a massive credit to the boys and what they do here at Image Conversions. The installation of the linear actuators and the alignment of the bonnet, which is on the actuators, also the scuttle vent in the front, which runs on a wiper motor, linear actuators in the rear, which runs the custom-made hardtop, one of a kind. Once we got everything aligned and good, went into the booth. You know, you can see yourself in the background there. There's you know, hours and hours of paint, an incredible amount of body work has gone into it. The fit and finish is incredible. The eye to detail, the ingenuity of the interior, the reshaping of the seats themselves, the door trims, the wiring. You know, Matt is a genius when it comes to the wiring. The eye to detail, and I've mentioned it once before, we would never have got it if we hadn't have put it in the hands of the boys. Now, the wheel choice is something that stumped us for years. With the car, we always wanted a car that was true to the FX that it is. You know, we haven't radically modified any of the body. We've Frenched the headlights in to do away with the original chrome rings. We've removed the rain gutters over the tops of the doors there. The sideways opening tailgate, and everyone asks, you know, how far did you have to pump the guards to get the 20s in? The truth is, they haven't been pumped. We wanted to keep the original lines. Even the door handles, everyone was like, let's get rid of the door handles. They're a feature that we really wanted to keep. So when we looked for a wheel, we were looking for something that had a classic look, but obviously an 18x8 on the front and a 20x10 on the back is a little bit bigger than the old 13s that it used to run. We were lucky enough to have the assistance of Owen Webb. He said that, you know, because at the moment these are a one-off, they're the only set in the country, custom spun up by Carlos over there in the States. But Owen gave us the introduction to the wheel, and we hadn't seen one in the flesh because there wasn't one in the country, so we took a bit of a gamble. Originally we were going to try and match certain, you know, the inside backing of the wheel, the polish section, with the paint colour of the car. They tried their best in the States to get it close, but they weren't confident. We said, all right, send them over there, and Mick was going to spray them up, but once we got them under the car, we decided that the polished look was where we were going to stay. We're really happy with them. Yeah, good choice, I guess. So one of the features that did creep in over the years was the use of carbon fibre. We've got it in a couple of different forms. We've got it in faux carbon, as we call it, or hydro dipping. The 3 panels that sit inside the tray at the back, whilst they look like carbon, they're actually a thick Perspex or Lexan product. CNC routed, and we've inlaid it with the stainless steel rods. The carbon look in the back is actually a hydro dipping process. It's wet dipped and it leaves the carbon stencil underneath, and then it's multiple coats of clear over the top. Because we did away with the bolts that hold the guards and we wanted to smooth where the outer guards meet the inner guards, got all hidden bolt system on that, so it's 100% smooth. So that left us with bolts and nuts exposed in the wheel arches, which we didn't want to see when showing. We've got it some custom inlays that go inside there. They've been moulded to the inside of the guard, and they hide all the bits and pieces that we didn't want to see, and they're a really nice fit and a great way to finish the car. The mirrors we chose for the car, we did away with the flipper window on the car because we put the one-piece power glass in. At the time when we were building the car years and years ago, the done thing was the chrome round one. After much hunting around and wrecking yards and new cars and all that sort of business, a neighbour and a good mate of ours, Nick Peak over at Peak Performance, does a lot of BMW gear. We'd seen some BMW mirrors. These are actually the Harcher aftermarket. They're all electric, so that's how they came about. I think they're a really good fit for the car. They took us away from the little bolt-on chrome aftermarkets. So with the undercarriage of the car, like I said, it went from a daily driver to a showstopper. We could never envisage that the end product was going to turn out the way that it did. It was one of those things when we bolted the independent stainless steel front end into it, we said, well, we're going to have to do justice to the rest of the car. So it sort of kept creeping back. Obviously, a lot of the motivation was to hide brake lines, wiring looms, fuel lines, all of that sort of gear. We wanted to stay true to the car, so we have got some of the original floor pan stampings in there. As we do the inner guards of the car, we didn't want it completely smoothed out. Another feature of the car, the firewall has been made symmetrical. Once you get up into the back, the four-link and the grafting in of that, it really is a work of art. If you look at the diff, it's mind-blowing. When you stand back now, it's well worth the effort. It's been amazing. It was never meant to be an award-winning car. We wanted to build a car that was a reflection of us. It is registered, it is fully engineered. We've done our debut show. We never did this for the trophy, the tin. Like I said, it's about what we wanted, as a family, and it is a family car. At the end of the day, we built a car for us. That's been more rewarding than any trophy could ever be. Hi, my name's Colin Barker, and this is our 1951 or 52106 for the purists. FX Holden Ute, but the purists might not be real happy what we did to it in the end.